Okay, so we should be going live in just a
Yes.
few moments.
Yeah, I saw that option live on YouTube.
So hi, Revathi. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you coming on, and we are now live on YouTube.
And thank you so much for inviting me for your show. And like, because like I know you from long back, so I'm excited to be on your show.
I'm so excited to talk with you again. I think it's been like a year or two since we last talked. So I'm so excited, and it's been so exciting watching you grow, watching your content develop, and seeing you grow as a person. It's just incredible to be on this journey with you.
Thank you so much.
So I met Revathi through Evan Carmichael's community. Evan Carmichael is an entrepreneur. He's a motivational speaker. His goal is to create, help 1 million entrepreneurs. And so I met her through that community, and we have some similar things going on. We started doing a gratitude practice. That's kind of how I came into the circle. Is I saw her and Tommy and Cynthia and Coffee Catherine and some others doing this morning gratitude thing, and I was like, I got to jump on that. That's the that was a really great morning practice.
Yes.
So powerful. So Revathi is School of Rockstars. And
yeah, but like I started with School of Rockstars, but now I changed myself like with my name.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe you can tell me more about that. So you're an entrepreneur and a mentor now. Okay, so maybe you could just tell me about that. What caused you to change your name?
Like, because in the starting of my journey, the first thing I started like with the entrepreneur, I have that thought of becoming entrepreneur. Even now I'm not, but I'm like in the journey of becoming. And in the starting, I have that fear of like showing my real name outside. I have that fear inside me. Okay, if I share my name or if I share my identity, like somebody from my family, they notice me, like, and like they see me like doing these things. I have those fears in my mind, and that's why I started with like the School of Rock Stars, because like I truly believe I'm the rock star of my life, because my name Revathi means star in Telugu. Like the meaning of my name is star. So I named after a star. So like the School of Rockstars is like I'm learning from the people I admire, like Mel Robbins, Tony Robbins, Evan Carmichael, and like Ellen DeGeneres, and also so many people like Oprah. So I'm like I like a specific quality in them, and also not only them, but I also learn like I connected to so many like Americans, Canadians, and so many people from different countries through Evan Carmichael community. So I also interviewed them. So I truly believe that each and everyone I met is like rock star in their life. They went through some experience. Like I truly believe that each and every experience matters. From that experience, they learn something to become like the best version of their life. So that's where I started like, okay, why can't I start with the School of Rock Stars? And later, I I started knowing myself. I started like getting that confidence. I started because I don't have this confidence when I'm in undergraduate, or even I came to US in the starting days. I don't have this confidence, but the whole confidence like that the moment that triggered me is like I went through depression kind of a stage, kind of a phase, during my job search period after my master's. So it is like a very difficult phase for me because uh, uh, my parents are not with me during that time because I was like staying in US and they are in India, and there is no like moral support for me at that stage. Like I'm good at like motivating myself, but the thing is, uh, during that phase, and also additionally, I'm an international student, so like we need to take care of visa things as well. Like after graduation, if we don't get job in the 90 days, we'll be like go get out. So because of the visa rules, so each and like every international student should face that. So all those pressure created so much of like stress uh, in me. So like, but I'm thankful for my friends like who stood with me during that period. And also I started listening to positive content because I also sometimes got suicidal thoughts like, oh, can I achieve, or can I achieve this? Because we come to US with an educational loan, like a huge educational loan. That pressure is also with us, like on me during that time. So I was like, so many times I got those like, uh, can I do like, is it possible for me to achieve this? Like, will I pay off my student loan debts? Uh, During that time, I started listening to positive content. That's how I got to know about Evan Carmichael. So I started listening to YouTube videos. So like the thing, I was listening to Mel Robbins video, which is like motivation is garbage. So that is from Evan Carmichael's channel, and that's how I got to know Tom Bellew, Mel Robbins, and Evan Carmichael. And from that day onwards, like I can't speak to Mel Robbins or Tom Bellew, but there is an access to speak to Evan Carmichael. Like he's doing so much good and so much positive content. He's putting so much. And like when I research, like the best thing I love in myself is like if I found something interesting, I'll do some research. Like, oh, I need to talk to this person, or like I need to get to know more about this. Like I put so much time on that. So that's how I got to know. Okay, he's doing Instagram lives on like a daily, weekly 5 days. So then uh, I got on to, like I spoke to him 4 times. Then like his words made me think of myself. Like try, like don't regret in life. So don't live with regret, because I have like I told you, right? I have confidence issues, insecurity issues, and like so many things during my undergrad. So, but I didn't take any action to come out of those insecurities or to come out of those confidence issues. I didn't take any actions, but I was like thinking, overthinking. That's it. But I didn't take action. But I'm challenging myself, but at a low level, like not challenging at a high level, which is like which gives me true confidence. Like the one challenge I gave to myself is coming out to US. Like I don't have that thought of coming to United States, but I got an like my father asked me one day, like, have you like do you want to go to abroad for studies? Like then I got like I researched, and okay, I learned about it, like what exams I need to write. And that's how, and before coming to US also, I have that clarity, right? Like okay, I don't want to be the same person after coming to US. I want to learn. I want to be the confident person I really want to be. And also like mm, uh, and one more thing is like um, these are the things I really want to do, and I started doing, and also have that clarity. I don't want to like settle in US. I want to do masters for 2 years, and there is an opportunity for an international student to do 3 years of a job in US. So I have that clarity, like okay, I can stay there in US for 5 years and then come back to United States, because during this 5 years I found my real purpose, what I really want to do. I found it like it's not like a one day process. It's like I found it by doing implementing actions on daily basis. Like I found it like uh, I this whole process took me almost like 2 years to 2.5 years to come to this place, like where I interview people, or like that too confidently, like that too without any hesitations, or like even I'm wrong, I can strong like I can confidently say like this, like I'm not good at this, but I truly want to learn. So I can confidently say that. But before like I can't confess that thing as well. Like uh, so many things stopped me to take action. Not so many, like not other people. Me myself stopped me to take action because my thoughts, my low confidence, my insecurity stopped me. Like you can see so many moles on my face. Like when I go to my village or any other different place, like they used to see me like differently. They used to ask me like, you have so many moles, like are they growing by your age, or like are they coming? So I was like, it created so much of insecurity in me. I used to feel like, oh, when I see myself in the mirror, I used to feel uh, like I used to not really love myself. I used to hate myself. So, but later, like during this process of 2.5 years, I started loving myself also. That's where the true confidence and the real resilient resilience came to me.
That's amazing. So,
Yeah, it's a long, but I really want to share this, so that's why.
oh, that's beautiful. I'm so glad you shared that. I've watched some of your videos on your channel, but a lot of them are partially in English. So,
Yes.
you may be repeating some of your story here, but it's good to hear it again. Um, so it was during your point of going through that depression that you started looking for research and you started finding videos on Evan Carmichael. Was it just researching through YouTube and things like that that you were able to find things that pulled you out of that depression?
Yes, definitely. Because like, and the thing is, I used to question myself a lot. Like, uh, yeah, when I got a negative thought, I used to question myself. This is not the end. You can do it. Like you have so much life before, so you can achieve so much. Just come out of this particular second. Like come out of this negative thought, then you will achieve so much. So I used to question myself, and once I get a negative thought, I used to get out of the home and I used to walk in the like in the nature for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, so that I can calm myself. And sometimes I used to go to gym, so that to deviate myself from those thoughts. And also I didn't have that habit of reading books, but during that period I started reading. The first book I fully completed is like The Secret. That is the book like really helped me to like what know about law of attraction. And I started experimenting like is this real, is this really works, the law of attraction. I started experimenting, and when I experimented, it really worked for me. So that gave me so much of belief in me, like that filled me so much of confidence. And also like positive content. And also the thing is, when I listen to the positive content, uh, what I learned from Evan Carmichael is not just listening. I started implementing. What I learned is like implementing. So like I really want to speak in front of the camera, or like not the camera, but I want to speak in front of the people, huge audience. That's my like one of the big dreams. So the thing is, but I don't have that confidence. So I started with, okay, I can't start on YouTube making a 10 minutes or 15 minutes video. So why can't I start with Instagram? So there I can make 30-second clip or a 1 minute clip. So I question myself. And also I saw a 8-year-old boy who is like, he's not confident, but he is trying at 8-year-old. So at 8 years. So I was like, I questioned myself. You are like 25 or 26 and you are not trying. You're sitting and watching him. Why don't you try? Like, press record. So I encouraged myself and I questioned myself. Like, on that particular instance, I pressed a record button and I recorded from like myself for 30 seconds. I don't know what I'm saying, but I recorded myself. And also I promised myself that, okay, continue this for 1 week or 1 month. So I promised myself and I started doing like that 1 minute clips. Because if I, like what I learned from Evan Carmichael and like one of the clip of Oprah, if you don't have 10 minutes for yourself, you don't have life. So that really stuck with me. So like, because 1 minute for recording and 1 minute for like writing something or searching for tags, and one like, but in total 5 to 10 minutes, that's it for that Instagram post. So that's how I started. And
That's incredible. I had kind of a similar process, so it's interesting hearing your story. You know, I also went through a lot of depression throughout my life growing up, and went through drug addiction and, you know, self-destructive behaviors, and it was during my college period that I started waking up from that, and also started doing some research, found various things like Abraham Hicks, Evan Carmichael, so many things that have inspired me.
yeah, I also have that book, like Say It. I don't know the complete name, but I have that book with me. Abraham Hicks, Ask and It Is Given.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Ask and it is given.
Yes.
Not ask and it will be given, ask and it is given.
Yes.
Yes.
Can you share a little bit of your story? Like, I want to listen to you. Like, you said you went to depression and also drug addiction. Like, why you got into that drug addiction? Is it because of you or like somebody?
Well, it can be a long story. I'll try to tell it quickly. I went through a lot of depression throughout my life, and I don't know if there was a real reason for it. I just kind of felt weird and different and alienated, and well, I don't know. Those were.
I really want to learn that experience. Yes, like I will do a separate session with you, definitely.
No, it's good. It's good. Yeah, I was depressed throughout my life, and part of it was that I didn't feel that I belonged. I felt
yes.
I felt like an alien from another planet, and you know, some kids growing up would call me like a tomboy and stuff like that. And later on, you know, in high school, you know, I started getting over dealing with my sexual identity, you know, being gay, and I started realizing, okay, I started realizing around my high school period, like, oh, okay, so I'm really not like everybody else. I'm not straight. And that was another thing, going through denial, going through that process. That was another part of my depression. And not knowing how to deal with these things. You know, our society, at least the way that I kind of got brought up, well, I won't say that, you know, it's not my parents' fault. But the society, I think, doesn't tell us how to deal with our emotions. It doesn't tell us how to deal with the inner parts of ourselves. At least Western society doesn't teach us how to deal with what is going on within us. It teaches us to go outside, do things to make you happy. When I was in high school, a lot of kids did shopping therapy. We would go to the mall. That was like the thing to do. We went to the mall
Yeah.
and we window shopped and sometimes bought stuff. That was, that was how we resolved our internal issues. We went to the mall. So I went through depression, some issues with drugs. I slowly healed from that. I had a friend in college who started showing me some documentaries that just started my journey of going down this rabbit hole of searching for truth. And one of them was called Loose Change. Another one was called Zeitgeist. And what those did for me is they just helped me to really start shifting my thinking in a different way and start thinking outside the box and thinking, maybe the world isn't what I thought it is. Maybe there's more going on here. So that just started me searching for truth. And I did a lot of research. I eventually started meditating. I found some meditation groups in my area. One's called Twin Hearts. Found out about energy healing. That was transformative for me. A whole lot of things helped me through my healing process.
And you also do gardening, like being in the nature.
Yes. Gardening has been really great, especially right now during quarantine. Gardening has helped me really connect with nature and connect with myself, connect with spirit, connecting with the earth. It's a really positive and healthy thing to do. And it's also a way to give back to the environment. So,
yes, definitely.
Yeah, I love that aspect of it. And Evan Carmichael was another person who pushed me to start speaking my truth and pushed me to start telling my story. I didn't want to share this story. I was embarrassed by my story. I didn't want to say this. I went to his workshop and he made us tell our stories in front of camera and record it. And it was the first class that he did. And I did not expect that. I had some real problems going through that. And I didn't even publish my story of my awakening process. I didn't even share it for like a year. It sat unlisted for a year before I actually published it. So yeah, it's in something else, I've been working a lot in the film industry, and one reason why one reason why I started going back, I worked in the film industry like 10 years ago. I came out of it, wasn't interested in coming back. And then after Evan Carmichael's class, I was like, I think I should try being on camera again, because that would make me more comfortable. So it's only really just being on camera almost every single day that I'm finally comfortable being here with you, speaking on camera, speaking my truth, and putting my face in front of everybody.
Yes.
So it has been quite the process.
Yes, it's not like a simple thing. Yeah, I truly understand that. What you went through.
Yeah. So the series I'm starting right now on YouTube, it's called Healing Journeys, and I'm just asking a lot of people to share their healing journeys. I'm so glad you shared with me yours. I was going to ask you that, but you already answered it before I got to ask. So that was great intuition there. And you're growing some plants in your garden. I saw you post on Instagram some of the things that you're growing. Some of the things I haven't heard of. Can you tell me some about what you're growing right now?
Most of them are like fruit plants. Like it's one of them is like a mango, and one of them is like a cantaloupe and jackfruit. So like I didn't really bought plants from nursery and doing that, but like I'm using the used seeds. So like we will buy a mango, and I'm using that seed and I'm like putting it in the soil. So I water every single day, and when I see growing, like when I see the first sample coming out, like I feel so much of happiness. I feel that happiness. And um, like mango, jackfruit, and also uh, uh, cantaloupe, and uh, like we have small plants of a mint and money plant, and also and um, Mosambik, uh, and also tomato, um, and I don't know what we call gongura in English, but it is like we make curries with that leaves, and also we make chutneys. So like it is like very healthy for humans. Like it is a very healthy food. Gongura, we make chutneys, and even in the Indian weddings they serve it. So
That's
and
incredible.
also like we have two medicinal plants, which is like one is we call it Amrutavalli, uh, and also some like other plant is which is like I don't know the real name, but it is called as insulin plant. Those two plants are very good for sugar patient, like a diabetic patients. So like my mom eats daily one leaf of that, like those particular plants. She eats it every single day. She is a diabetic patient, so that's why like we are growing those two medicinal plants as well.
Nice, and it's helping her with that.
Yes,
It's
and
incredible.
also we have like a big what custard apple plant, so we are enjoying the fruits as well.
It's incredible. I love working with herbs and natural remedies. I'm just
Hmm.
starting to learn about Ayurveda, and I'm getting more into Chinese medicine, and it's just it's incredible. Um,
Yes, Ayurveda, it's like a very large subject, huge.
yes, yeah.
Yes.
I'm just getting
Like
into
I
the
will suggest one channel for you. Like later, I will suggest you one channel. It's called a YouTube channel called FitTuber. He's from North India, but he explains about Ayurveda every single day, like a weekly episodes. He releases like a what is good, and he researches like every single thing, like what is the top 10 best toothpaste or brushes or each and every product. He like researches, and also he tells like Ayurvedic things in his channel. So that is like I will send you that link definitely.
you. I will check that out.
Yeah,
So,
FitTuber,
free tuber.
FitTuber.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Can you share some tips with me on how you're able to stay so positive every day? Is it the routine that you do, or what's your process of staying positive in every moment?
Yes, like but the first thing I tell myself is stay calm, because like I don't want to have that argument type of talking, because I used to be that person. I used to be aggressive person. So I am like I used to be a short tempered person during my undergrad, and like so much of like so nowadays like during this journey of becoming myself, true self, what I really want to be. And I also started learning about gratitude, the importance of gratitude. And it is not like when I like doing those gratitudes, I'm not doing just simply for like, okay, I have done this today. I'm not doing like that. Even like I'm, if I say one thing also, I will say it like through heart. So that's one thing. And also um, I came to India in January 2020, but I had like I faced uh, some like mentally I felt some pressure in the starting months when I came back because of my overthinking or uh, but later I asked myself like how can you overcome or how can you come out of that overthinking and be the previous you, how you will be like a, you used to be very active, you used to be like, I questioned myself, okay, what you did. So you used to do like a morning routine, like a priming or like a meditation kind of or a gratitude thing. Uh, why don't you start it? So I used to write a journal, like I used to do journaling in US, but here after coming here, like I stopped doing it. I don't know why, but I stopped doing it. But and one thing I want to try a meditation kind of thing every morning. So I started doing priming meditation of Tony Robbins. So it consists of gratitude and also uh, like getting that energy from the sunlight or whatever you say, from his words. And also it consists of imagining what what are the results you want, what are the top 3 results you want. So it is like a 15 to 20 minutes of a priming meditation, and I'm doing this since like from 1 month. So I'm seeing huge difference in my thoughts. So like even like I also saw the difference. If I miss one day of doing that priming meditation, that day won't be like product that day won't be productive for me, because I won't like, I'll be like lazy, I don't know. But it is like that, it was like that. I saw the difference. If I miss one day, I don't know, like I'll miss my priorities. I don't do much of work. I used to spend like most of my time before television, like TV. So, but if I like, so if I miss one day, and after that day, I told myself like, don't miss it, because you are feeling lazy and you are not being productive. So that priming exercise really helped me. It's like a 15 to 20 minutes of that priming exercise. And also that too, especially I'm doing it under sun every single day. So I'm making sure I'm getting that sunrise every single day, sun rays. So um, and also like even in like I think in February or March, I attended one of the like health session. So even that person also explained like what is the importance of sun rays in your life. You are getting free source of energy from like a free source, unlimited source. Why are you not using it? It is like very helpful for you, especially in the morning time and also in the like evening time before the sunset. So uh, like that, those words stuck me, and I started like, okay, why can't I experience, like why can't I feel that thing? Because if I think uh, I don't feel that experience. So I started implementing like okay, start doing it for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So feel that experience. If you like it, continue it. So that's what like and also uh, I'm not a outside eater. So because like I love my mother's food. So and also even in USA, I stayed there for 5 years. And in those 5 years, I didn't really go outside. Like I didn't really eat outside food, ate outside food. So I cooked for myself, and I enjoy it. Especially that the main thing is I enjoy cooking, and I enjoy trying different things. And even when I cook, when I'm in that process of cooking, I listen to interviews. Like I have like listen to audio interviews or video interviews. Like I'll switch on my phone and I'll keep it aside, and I'll do all my things. So that gave me like and and also I like learned something. Like I'm putting so much of, even when I'm doing something, I'm like learning something. Like I'm able to put that attention to learn something. So that is also very helpful for me. And even now, after I came to India, like I'm listening to audiobooks when I'm working on computer. Like my mother, even this morning, she said like, if you go to, like, once you get married, if you go to your mother-in-law's house, if you do like this, they will shout at you. So, but I said, yeah, my mother said that, like, I'm like, no, this is a good habit, because, and my mother don't know like what the present generation thinks, how present. So I explained her, this is what the present generation thinks, this is what how they learn. So, and that is what I'm trying to bring that change, because I can feel. So I'm like deviating from the questions, but from the question, but
Good.
these are the things like a gratitude, that priming meditation I do for like 15 to 20 minutes, and that too under the sun. That is like so much helpful for me. Like and home food, and and like even in the situation of getting angry, I'm like calming myself. I'm able to calm myself. And also, even in the situations of getting into argument, I'm thinking like, just keep it, calm yourself for just 2 3 seconds. You will be you will be a different person. You will think, you will get better understanding of that situation. So I'm like still practicing that way of thinking. Like if I get into a situation of a argument, so I'm like, just stay calm for 2 to 3 minutes, like 2 to 3 seconds. So you'll start like understand the situation better. So that's how I'm like practicing every single day. So because I know my past, like how I used to behave with my mother, or how I used to shout at my mother. So like, because I'm like short tempered, but now like, okay.
I love that. And I have a similar process of just checking myself and
Yes,
reflecting later on, like, did I act out of ego today? Did I go
yes,
into a lower emotion? Was I reacting instead of responding
yes, yes,
in
that,
the highest way? So I constantly am reflecting and reevaluating, hey, did I revert back to negative emotion, or did I come from a place of consciousness and maturity and compassion?
and also I want to share this with you. Like if I get into an argument and I feel like somebody hurts me during that argument, and like sometimes I feel like crying, so I don't stop myself. I cry myself, like I cry it for like half an hour, 1 hour, and I sleep. So like sleeping is my like therapy. So it really helps me, and it helps me to become a very different person, like after once I wake up from the sleep. So that is my therapy, to forgive other person or forgive myself. So, and
I,
yeah.
I love that. I love that. I think some people get the wrong idea about this, and they think that they're supposed to suppress those
Mm-hmm.
feelings of anger or sadness. And it's not about suppressing. It's about, you
Yes,
should feel those emotions. You should cry. It's
yes,
just about getting through them, flowing through them. I think of it like surfing or riding
yes.
sailing a ship on the ocean. You just ride those waves. And if you start sinking, you bring yourself back up.
And also during that argument session, like argument situation, like I started writing, journaling. Like I started like writing that what happened in that argument, and also I started questioning myself: is it my fault, or is it the other person's fault? Is it like a is there any like understanding issue, like, or is it like, or I need to be good at conveying things in a better way? So these are the questions I started asking myself. so that I can get better at those arguments. Like I don't want to like react.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, I love that. I love that. I love your attitude. I love the energy from your videos, and you're putting out such positivity in the world. It's so inspiring.
Thank you.
So something I noticed going on today is people are posting Blackout Tuesday, and
Mm-hmm.
I noticed this morning, and it's in response to the racism and the madness going on in the U.S. right now. And I didn't want to cancel the interview with you today because we're in different time zones. You know, I'm in the US
Yes.
and you're in India, and you know, you're a busy woman. You've got people to mentor. So I didn't want to reschedule. Um, and but I want to talk about this for a moment because a lot of people are feeling pain right now. A lot of people are feeling the pain, they're feeling the suffering. And it seems like the pain and suffering, it's not just what's happened in the past few months. It's what's been building up for years and years and years and decades and centuries of
Yes.
oppression and hatred. And there are organizations that are trying to hijack this movement and use this
Mm-hmm.
movement for their own purposes. And you know, we see rioting and we see looting and we see people trying to use this for their own agenda. But I want to talk about this just for a moment. And I want to ask you, did you deal with racism when you were in the US? And how did you deal with that?
Racism, like I didn't really face it, but the thing is like not really. But if I face it, I can confidently say. But uh,
That's good.
yeah, no, not racism. Like, but in our Indian society, we have like different caste and religions. So, like here in India, that is a big problem. That is also comes under racism. There, like color matters, like a color. It is like depends on color, what you color, like which from which country or. But here, like caste, religion, like there are almost like when you search on Google religion in India, you will get like a search result will be 30 million. No, like how many gods in India? It will be like 30 million gods in India. So it's like a whole different thing. So that is a thing. And during US, like, but I listened so many stories, like through news articles, or I watched like something like some incident happened in Florida, especially like because there are so many like not I'm not discriminating, but blacks in Florida. So I used to hear that news, especially, and um, in because I stayed in Oklahoma and Austin. I stayed in Oklahoma for almost like 1.5 year, and also in Austin like for 3.5 years. So I didn't really faced any racism, and because I'm not like really outgoing person, but and also but when I'm in US, in Austin especially, like during that, like in 2019, second half of 2019, I also watched that shooting happened in Austin or nearby Austin in Walmart's shooting like a mass, so much of like so many died in those incidents. So that really not like scared me, but uh, because when something happened, we try to watch it repeatedly. So and also the news channels play it like repeatedly and also highlight like a breaking news, and that is not good for mental health. So that like over watching of that particular news creates so much of pressure, unwanted pressure in us, and also it creates anxiety. So even like during the pandemic in India, like I stopped, I reduced watching news. So like if I want to know about the news, like I'll read newspaper every single day in the morning. So I'll get news from that. Or sometimes like I'll watch just for half an hour to 1 hour. That's it. I don't like I told myself don't repeatedly watch that particular thing, because they will like uh, highlight it and they will repeat it the same thing.
Yes,
So
I totally agree. It's like, you know, the news, I think of it as like fear porn. It's like watching a
yes.
fear porn channel of just being inundated. I think there's got to be a healthy balance between
Mm-hmm.
knowing what's going on and knowing what's relevant,
Mm-hmm.
and being overcome with the negativity and all of the evils happening in the world. Uh, what you focus on, you become. And I choose to not saturate myself in
Yes.
fear and negativity and all of the evil going on. So I just try to stay balanced. It sometimes, you know, it's hard to navigate between what is being, you know, uninformed and putting your head in the sand, and being so informed that you're getting the fear programming, you know, stuck
Mm-hmm.
in your head. Um, and I think it's about healthy balance there. Um, but you did have some similar challenges, not racism per se, but different kind of prejudices with the caste system in India.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Um, do you want to speak
Because
about how you dealt?
even like no, even like even in US also, uh, students used to discriminate, like they used to see differently, and also they'll have like a different view on some, like if somebody is from different caste, like they used to have a like judgment, a strong judgment on them, like, oh, this caste people will be like this, they will like any person from this caste they will behave like this, but not all the people, right? So but the thing is like it's hard, but um, staying with the truth is how I dealt, like saying what I really meant or what I really mean. Because like I don't believe like because it is just a name. Caste doesn't give you like anything. So it is just a name or a sub, like, I don't know how to say it, but it is not like it won't give you anything, or you won't get like a asset from that particular thing. Because but the thing is like here in India we have reservations based on that caste system. So that's a big difference in India. So like this particular caste will have like 50% reservations in job or any other particular other things in the government sector. So that is a huge difference. I belong to one of the like a top category caste, like where we don't have reservation. So even if we get 85% or 80%, we don't get that job. But somebody from different caste, like if they get like a 55% or 60%, they will get it because of that reservations. So like if uh, so that is like a big challenge for us in India, not only in our state, it is like all over the country.
Mhm.
Because uh, qualified students or merit students, they are not getting employed, or they are not getting jobs what they really want or what they really qualified for. It is taking so much time to get. So during that time, if you don't have a mental strength or mental stability, they are like losing lives, like so because of negative thoughts and less family support or
Hmm. Yeah, so it's beautiful how you've overcome so many obstacles internally and externally.
yes.
Uh, So you're just staying true to yourself,
Yes,
doing
that
that.
is what. Yes.
I
And
love.
also I like I started uh, what I can say, practicing minimalism, because during the process of like one uh, how I got to know about myself, like I'm a minimalistic person, is during my uh, after once I got the job, I started repaying my loan. So I put a target to myself, like I should finish this loan within 1 year, whatever it takes. Like so, during that time, I learned about myself, like what I really like, what I really want, I like wearing, or what I really like money to spend on, like is it food or like books, or is it like buying some stuff. So that's how I got to know during that particular period. I learned about myself like so much. So during that period, like I learned that I'm a minimalistic person, so I can live anywhere in the world with some minimum things. So I don't want this thing or this thing to like a live. So I can stay anywhere, and I'm also practicing that, and also with by with that practice, I'm also getting that resilient nature. Yes, I can survive anywhere in the world. So
I love that attitude. I love that attitude. And minimalism is something I've looked into some too, especially during quarantine, eliminating
yes,
the stuff I don't need in my life anymore.
yes, and also like after before like I took a decision of coming to India, and I donated all my utensils, all my all my like some of most of my, what I can say, shirts, pants, to Goodwill. So I donated most of my stuff to Goodwill before coming to US, like India.
That's beautiful. It can be therapeutic to do stuff like that,
Yes.
letting go process. Um, so you do a mentoring program, right? Can you tell me
Mm-hmm.
about the mentoring program and what else you're offering right now?
Mentoring program, like as the I offer, because I want to have conversations with students, because they don't have the people like me to talk, like who are at the same age, who can talk like a friend, who can guide like a friend. So I felt like, okay, there is an emptiness here. So students, like so many students, the purpose, like my main purpose is like serving student community, because I truly faced that, because I went through a lot of confidence issues during my student life. So I know how student feel with a low confidence, with low self-esteem. So that's how I got that a thing, like, okay, you you went through this pain, so why don't you serve community, serve students who are going through the similar pain. So I started posting content, and also one like best thing happened to me is like I studied in US, so I did my masters. So I know the whole process, like what exams need to be given, and also like what will be the visa process, and also how will be the admission process and all that stuff. So I took that as an opportunity to talk to students. So because like they can go to any consulting firm, but they won't get that knowledge, because they the student is like totally depending on them. They are not researching about the college they are going, or like how they can get a part-time job, on campus part-time job, that will legally. So how can they get SSN, because I got SSN when I came to US, and like I got assistant within like 20 days after coming to US, because like I put myself in that challenging situation. Yes, you need to search for on campus part time job. So and also like I got only education loan to fund my education, not for my expenses. So okay, I need to fund myself. I don't want to take money from my parents for my expenses. So I found on campus shop. So that's how I got to know about like SSN, credit card system and credit score system. And I have like a very good, excellent credit score system, almost like 760 or close to 790. So, and also I took 2 huge loans from American Express, like a pre-approved loans. One amount is of $10,000 and one amount is of like close to $18,000. I took 2 times and I cleared it off. One I cleared it in like 6 to 7 months, and one I cleared it in 5 to 5 months or like within like less than that. So those two things like gave so much of confidence on myself. Yes, you did this, and also because I don't know like whether I'm capable of like clearing that loan, but I took support from my family. Like I took instructions from my brothers, so they gave me like okay, this thing like this is how you can plan. This is how you can clear out. So and also the way I question myself also helped me in that way. So all these things is like these are the things what all like a master student who want to pursue masters, they wanted to know all these things. So I took as an opportunity to explain them. I'm not charging any fee because I know how they like they uh, they can get some information from YouTube videos, but when like I'm talking to them on one-on-one, like on Zoom call, so I talk to them like for 15 minutes, sometimes like it can be for 1.5 hours, but I clear like if I know some information, like if once they ask me a question, if I know it clearly, I explain it. And also I started some students are approaching me like, sister, I also have this confidence issue. Like I'm like really impressed by your like videos. I came to know about your videos, and I also want to learn, and I also want to speak. So they started approaching me, and today I saw a Facebook message. I got a Facebook message saying that she's from North India, so she don't know Telugu, what I usually speak on my YouTube videos. So, but she wrote me that I thought I won't understand your video, but I totally understand your video because of your expressions or because of the way you told. So I totally got the concept from your video. So that's like that uh, gave me boosting because yeah.
Beautiful.
So
Beautiful.
these are all the things because like my purpose is my purpose came from my pain. So I went through that pain, so I want to serve the same community where I came from. So that's how I started. And also I have thoughts of like interacting with the farmers, organic farmers. So I have that thought as well. So I'm like planning whom to contact or way to contact them. So I'm also searching on newspaper like to find contacts of them. So I'm doing my thing. Sometimes I feel really like overwhelmed because of all the things that comes to my mind. Oh, I really want to do this. I get so many thoughts at the same time. So sometimes that's like I feel overwhelmed, but I'm trying my best. And also I started building my website on my own. So like I finished my website just first like because I want to start the website, and but I'm not taking any action on that. So but from the past 1 week I sat on it and I completed. Okay, this is the first stage, but you can make a changes in the future, but start with this. So that's how I told myself, and I started working on that website. So
That's incredible. So do you feel like telling us what the website is, or it's not ready yet? You're still working on it?
like a website is like a just I bought the domain on my name, like a revathijannavarapu.com. It's like a personal website. So but I really have a like a plans of uh, adding different pages and different blogs. So I want to make it a blog like a because and have that idea of taking that content. And also I do podcast like a I do YouTube videos, right? So I take audio from that videos and I post it on podcast. So I don't put separate time on that podcasting, because the YouTube content is helping me for the podcast. So that audio also helping me to reach more students, more audience. So because like when I post something on Anchor podcast, it will automatically publish on 9 different platforms. So 10 different Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, like different platforms. So like I was doing from the past 1 year, and I got almost like 4,000 plays and downloads till now for my podcast. So yes,
Nice.
because through that also I'm able to reach some of the students. Like some of them contacted me saying that, oh, we found your podcast, and I don't know, you are the only you will be the only person who is doing podcast in our language, like a Telugu especially. So like they are approaching me saying that. And also I started telling them, if you have if you are preparing for interviews, or if you are preparing for any a government jobs, you can use that podcasting as an opportunity. Like you can share your daily experiences and you can post it on your podcast. So do it for yourself. So I'm using that as an opportunity to share. I also using that one with the students, so that they can use it to share their journey. Because when you go back, and when you go back and watch, if you don't have a content or a documented photos or clips, or you don't have any documented stuff, you can't say I did this, I tried this. So but now I can confidently show my niece or nephew or my future children in future, like I can say this is how I like I challenged myself, or I tried different things. This is how I overcame the different issues. And also one big thing, like I'm not yet ready to share this, but had a huge long discussion with my parents about my marriage things, like what I really want, or uh, the qualities, or so I had a discussion with them. And during that discussion I cried. So but even when I cry, I try to be myself. I told what I really want to convey to my parents. So like I really, and also my brothers are not with me during that discussion. So I can't convey the same message during through phone call to them. So what I did was because emotions come to me at first place, I would cry when I tell that thing happened. So what I did was I wrote a long email to both my brothers. This is what like I this is what the conversation happened. This is what how I felt. This is what how how our parents thought. So I conveyed through a long email. So and I'm also proud of my effort for that particular situation.
Leading by example. I love
Yes.
it. I love it. Thank you so much, Revathi. Thank you so much. You're such an inspiration.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing what you're doing every day. Everyone, stay healthy, stay happy, be well, and have a good rest of your day. Okay. Thank you, Revathi.
Thank you.